Heck of a basketball game today. We just ran out of time. You know, to go toe-to-toe with that team, they're so good. I mean, they're so talented. Dawn does a tremendous job coaching them, her staff. I couldn't be prouder of my team. I'm certainly disappointed in losing, but we're not in for any type of memorial victories, but I'm awfully proud of how hard our kids played today and competed. I thought we executed extremely well, especially defensively. Offensively, the first half we struggled a little bit, but second half we came alive a little bit. Tori got loose, and we got her a couple of really good looks, and she knocked down some big shots for us. And you know, the game comes down when you're going to play somebody in the top 2 or 3 in the country, it comes down to possessions. We had 2 transition baskets. We gave up under 3, and the play right before halftime, 7 points. I mean, those are 3 plays right there that if you just take care of everything, and let's say they scored on 1, you're still going to be right there and have a chance to win, if not win. And so, you know, we got 10 offensive rebounds, 12 total, but 10 live ones. We got 4 points to show for it on second chance points. You know, just anxious, rushing a stick back that's right at the cup. So, I mean, I can go on and on about plays. They're all fresh in my mind, trust me. But at the end of the day, when you're going to place number 2 in the country, you got to make those plays for 40 minutes. And we made plays for about 39 tonight. And that's what happens. But talk about competing your tails off and competitive and fire, and what a crowd. I mean, how special was that today? 4th largest crowd in the history of the building. There's only 3 crowds larger on men's basketball. Only 3. I mean, I didn't hear it, but they said it was like church. They were asking people to move to the middle. That's what they do in mine if you're sitting on the aisle, man. Nobody wants to crawl over you. They ask you to move to the middle. I mean, it's just so special. And it's right here in Starkville, Mississippi, at Mississippi State. And I think it's here to stay. I think we'll have a great crowd on Thursday night for Tennessee. But awfully proud of my team. It's a tough day. Tough day.
Vic, just talk about the defense against South Carolina and what they were able to do. They were shooting 27% most of the game, but continued to stay in it because of that defense. How did you feel like they played?
Man, I'm telling you, our 4s and 5s competed their tail off. I mean, they guarded 2 All-Americans down there in Wilson and Coates and held them to 5 for 14. I mean, you have no idea how good those 2 are. I mean, they're just monsters. And this so good, so talented, and play so hard. They're physical. It's just, I'm really, really proud of our kids. My 4s and 5s, Bree, Katera, Chinway T. Reese came in and gave us some. I mean, they were just competing their tail off down there against those 2. And then Morgan, a lot of times Morgan and Tori and Don were playing post defense 30 feet from the rim. And what we mean by that is ball pressure. So they can't see to feed the ball down there. They can't make that great pass that has to go down there. So, man, I'm telling you, it's impossible. Really, it is impossible to guard those 2. And we did the impossible today with those 2. We really defended them well.
Victoria, can you talk about going up against Tiffany, obviously 2-time SEC Player of the Year? I know she didn't guard you all the game, but just going up against her on offense.
Me on offense, or she?
Yeah, when she was guarding you.
Whoever was guarding you today made it awfully hard on you, didn't they?
Yes.
So, I'm not going to convey that.
Okay. Whoever guarded me today, they did a pretty good job. I was rushing shots and took a couple bad shots, so I guess just them guarding me, and just trailing. I know they there. I'm trying to get my shot off quicker, and that what made me go, I guess, 7 for 25.
It seemed like you found your rhythm a little bit late. How much did you feel that you found your rhythm a little bit late?
I mean, I was just taking my time on the shots. Like Coach said, like they ain't gonna be there. Just shoot it on them and just be ready, I guess.
Vic, I think you forced 21 turnovers, but only 13 points off those turnovers. Do you think you got enough out of those turnovers, or would you like to have a little bit more?
No, and it just seemed like we didn't get anything. I think we got Torrey, we had watched film and knew that if we could get some long rebounds or even a turnover, we had a chance to go by some people in transition. And Torrey did that late in the ballgame on a couple of occasions. Dom came down once and hit a baseline jumper, I think, out of transition. You have to be opportunistic with this group, with the group we played against today. I mean, you just can't. I don't want to get in a track meet with them. But I thought, obviously, in the second half we were opportunistic. I would have liked to have seen us be a little more opportunistic in the first half when we were getting 14, because we only got 7 in the second half. But hey, that's one of the things we do well, y'all, is transition offense, and we've got to get back to doing that.
Morgan, can you talk about the crowd and the atmosphere and how much of a lift, if you think that it gave you and the team a lift?
The crowd was great today. Like every time we made a good play or something, they just pumped us up even more. They helped us on defense, defense, all that, getting us pumped up. It was a great atmosphere. I loved it.
Vic, when you first got here and you walked out there and there's 1,500 people there at a game, did you ever kind of envision it being like it was tonight at any point?
First of all, when I first got here, we didn't have 1,500 for any game. Maybe the second year, but I have to say I did. I mean, look, when we took the job, I knew what it looked like. I knew what 13-7 looked like. I'd been through that, and I'm always I brag on my staff. We didn't panic. We knew what it looked like. We had to sign some kids. I told you the other day we had to sign some kids before we ever played a game, because if they saw us play, we weren't going to get anybody. And that first class with Bree, Katera, Chinway, Dom was that first class. But I did. I believed it. I knew it could happen. I knew it would take some work, and I knew that we had to get our style of play established, and to do that we had to change some kids that we inherited, which they did, and I give them a lot of credit, but then get the kids that we knew could play the way we wanted to play. Again, I give our kids all the credit for people coming to see them play, because I think they enjoy watching our style. They enjoy watching how hard we play. They enjoy how tough we are and our physicalness and all those things. And then they also enjoy, when the game's over, the smile on these kids' faces and signing autographs and spending time and doing all those things. I think they're, my kids are approachable. So, yeah. I did believe it could happen. Sometimes we get caught up in a timetable. People think, well, it takes the coach X number of years before he can get his kids and his program. And you hear that all the time. I tried not to get hung up on a time frame, and I've said all along, we're way ahead of schedule, way ahead. Sometimes God's got a plan that some of us might not know about. And I say this all the time. He's really blessed us, blessed this program, blessed this university with some great kids, and blessed me with an opportunity to be here. And we're just trying to get it done. That's all we do. We work every day. My staff works their tail off every day, and this time of year we're grinding.
When you reference that timetable of building program, you host the second-ranked team in the country, get kind of in like a hard-fought game towards the end. What does it show you of where you need to still go to get to that type of place that where South Carolina is?
Well, I mean, obviously, you go toe-to-toe with them for 40 minutes, and you're right there. I mean, it's a 3-possession game, basically, when I look at it. But, we've got a long way to go. I mean, I've won that game. I've been in this game before and won it. I beat number 2 in the country. For me, I know how far we got to go, and we still got a ways to go. But you know what? I look around that locker room, and I look at who I got on my team. I sure like it, and I ain't trading them for anybody. And I think as young as we are and as talented as we are, we got a great chance to continue doing what we're doing and continue to get better.
Morgan, Coach Still said that you guys affected them, and they were affected by the crowd, the atmosphere. How much do you think you guys affected them defensively? And then how much do you think they affected you by the defense that they played? When I say you, I mean the team.
I know Coach told me to get ball pressure on point guard, so I started picking up my defense. And we helped in a lot on their 4 and 5 players. They really couldn't throw too many lobs. think that really affected them because that's their go-to. And, yeah, you talking about they affected us on defense?
Yeah, how much, if any, do you think they affected you by the defensive play?
I'd say they affected us quite a bit.
Yeah.
They were, you know, obviously they chased Tori awfully hard. Tori made some tough shots. She got some clean looks that sometimes you don't know you're gonna get them if you've been chased so hard all the time. You turn around and you're going, where's the defense? I mean, really. And I think they probably would say the same thing about our defense. We were pretty good today. But, you know, in this league, when you're open, this is open, you know, and that's a clean look. And so when you get the clean look, you gotta, you know, Katera made a couple of big shots early for us, kind of loosened things up. The two she missed were just long. They were perfect. They're just long. Bree made some big shots for us in the second half a little bit. So they're a great defensive team. Dawn coaches them hard like I do defensively and demands of them. And I mean, they're really good defensively.
Jake, what was it?
Great player. She's going to get her point, but it seemed like she earned everything she had today. Just talk about
Who?
Mitchell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dom did a great job chasing her, and she went 6 for 15. And between Dom and Tori, I think, getting mixed up every now and then on her, but they both really did a fine job on her. And I thought we contested her well. She's a big old car. Gosh, she's so talented and just plays hard and physical. And but she's got that big-time jump shot. She's going to play at the next level, and she's a handful. You know, she's really ripped us, to be honest with you, her entire career. Today's the best job we've done on her, and she shot 40%.
Talked about going toe-to-toe with the #2 team in the country. What was the message to the team after the game?
No more victories, but I'm awfully proud of them. I mean, I thought we competed our tail off. We talked about being resilient. We knew they were going to make runs in the game. We knew we were going to have a run or two in the game, which we did. I thought we answered everything they threw at us, you know. And the competitive spirit of this team and the toughness and the resilience, those were all things on the board, and I thought we just really met those head on. And, you know, again, 16 out of 17, we talked about a lot of positives, 16 out of 17 at the free throw line, forced 21 turnovers. You know, so many good things that we did. They don't, you know, for them, they had 28 points in the paint, only 4 points off turnovers, but only 6 second chance points. And again, our 4s and 5s held their 4s and 5s to 5 for 14. It's just impossible to do. So I was really, you know, again, I'm disappointed that we lost. I try to educate them on where I feel like we lost the game, and at the same time, I want to know how proud I am of them.
You said ahead of schedule at this point, with all the things that you just mentioned. Are you doing a very good job of controlling your agonizing thing, your agonization, or that the victory was maybe just out of your reach with all the things that you did well?
Well, I'm disappointed. Am I agonizing over it? Probably not agonizing over it. I mean, I got to get ready for Tennessee. You know, it's when you compete at this level in this league, and tonight against #2. And by the way, in a week they might be #1. They got UConn coming in South Carolina, so they could very well be the #1 team in the country. But I just, you know, I think you look out there on the floor, they had a bunch of seniors out there, juniors. I got a bunch of sophomores and freshmen, a couple juniors, you know, at a time. But I'm awfully proud of my team, of our kids. I thought, you know, we only had 1 day of prep. Remember, I had a screwed up week. We had to play on Monday, then Thursday in Georgia, and then so we had to take Friday off. So we had 1 day of prep for this team. I'm awfully proud of how well our kids took the 1 day of prep and ran with it and executed a pretty tough defensive game plan, to be honest with you.
Does this raise the bar for whatever you have coming out after this?
Adam, it seems like everything we do, people just expect more, you know, and that's fine. You know, when I got here, there weren't too many expectations. And so that being said, I mean, you keep giving people a little taste, and they just, it's like dressing, they want more, you know, and that's where we are, I think. It's just, and that's fine. Hey, I want it that way. My gosh, you know, we had 10,000 tonight, and they walked there thinking, man, that team played great, and we're proud of them. Well, the next time, when we get 10,000, if I get beat again, I want them walking out of here madder than heck, you know? And I think that's where we are. And so from that standpoint, hey, this is what we're here. This is what I told them when they came here. Hey, you come here, this is what we're going to do. And I think everybody across the country saw today, recruits saw, I had recruits here, recruits that were watching on TV saw, this is Mississippi State, the number 10 team in the country with 10,000 fans. I'll ask anybody in the room to go see who else across the country had 10,000 fans for their women's basketball game today. I'm going to say we were in the top 5. And you can even throw in Saturday. And I think this is where we are. I think we're going to average 6,000, 7,000 fans this year. And I think this is the norm. And so that's okay.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, ladies. Thanks for